Glencoe is one of the most visited areas in Scotland, and it's easy to see why. With its rocky ridges and steep peaks, Glencoe always makes for a brilliant day out. So join me in today's adventure as I take a walk up the highest and maybe even the finest mountain in the Glen. Well, good morning guys, and welcome to another Munro adventure today. So the plan for today is Bidean and Bian. You can't actually see the top of it behind me, but the way I'm going to head is between Sgreamhach and Annich, the three sisters, so I'm really looking forward to this today. The sun's not quite up yet, but I think when it does come up fully, it's going to be a cracker of a day. And I've heard that this is one of the best mountain ranges in Scotland. Wow, what a stunning mountain this is already. So I'm only about half an hour in and it has been steep up to this point, but look at the views up towards Stob, Coire and Lochan behind, which surprisingly is not the Munro, but there's just cliffs, waterfalls and gullies as you can see behind, absolutely stunning. Behind the camera is the Annich ridge, so it looks like it's going to be a cracker of a day. I can't wait to see the views at the top of Bidean and Bian, so let's crack on towards the top. Now then, that's me into Stob, Coire and Lochan, which you can see behind me there. What a stunning place. It's a very popular area for winter climbing, and I think just climbing in general. I think that could be Broad Gully going up this side there. I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, my route heads up behind me there and then round onto the ridge. So that's about 1100 metres I think, Stob, Coire and Lochan, and the Munros in behind that. It doesn't look too far away now. As I made my way up and around this corrie, the views just seemed to get better and better. So I took a minute to look back down to Glencoe, as the views were pretty special. So I can now finally see the top of Bidean with that steep pull up. I'm nearly at the top of Stob, Coire and Lochan, but the views, there's no words to describe it, to be honest. You can see over to Ballahoolish, Horseshoe in the distance, down to Ballahoolish, and yeah, it's just been incredible so far. It just gets better and better. Well, there's the first top before today's Munro. What a spectacular summit this is. So as I mentioned previously, this is Stob, Coire and Lochan, and it's 1115 metres high, and I think it's not classified as a separate Munro. As the drop, you might just be able to catch the Bian below me. There's not enough drop between here and the true summit to make it its own Munro, but it doesn't make it any less special. Out to the right hand side, as I say, you can see the top of Bidean, and to the left hand side you can see the route that's going to continue round towards the second Munro. Fantastic. The views north are also fantastic, with the Annich ridge prominent on the horizon there, with Big Ben Nevis behind it, typical in the cloud, one of the only peaks in the cloud today. And to the right hand side of that you can see into the grey corries. I dare say this has to be the finest mountain in Glencoe, so I better crack on towards the true top of Bidean. Well, that wasn't as bad as it looked. Maybe half an hour from Stob, Coire and Lochan to this point, and I'm just about at the summit of Bidean. Well, there's the summit of Munro 221, a biggie, Bidean and Bian, and it's 1150 metres high. I think it loosely translates to peak of the mountain. So there is some clouds floating about now, but I can't put these views into words. So I'll try and show you what I can see up here.
A Bidean breeze, a Bidean breeze, blew from west to the east, through Lochan in peace. MacDonald was your name, MacDonald was your name, for Glencoe was in your plan, now you're sleeping with your clan.
So prominent here is Loch Etive in the background and the Ben Stara 5, you can see in the distance there. That brings back memories. That was a long day spent on that range. Behind that, just in the cloud, I think is Ben Cruachan, and towards that direction. Fantastic views today. This certainly is a special summit, so I spent a fair bit of time up here taking in the views.
I'll be still. I've been slowly going. I hear my lungs and they're charming. Suffer and stay or die as I go. My legs have gone, so I'll cry and I'll roll on. My legs have gone, so I'll cry and I'll roll on.
What a summit this is. The finest mountain in this area, I would say, and it's the highest in Argyll, so you get a fantastic view to all other peaks. I'll try and show you some of what I can see. Back towards Ben Nevis again, still in the Clag, the Annakeegic Ridge, down this way into Glencoe and the Buchel, Bucheletive Moor, Bucheletive Beg just a little bit closer. That is into the Black Mount, Bridge of Orkey in the background, and again there's Starav and beyond. So Bidean actually includes 4 main tops, and as you can see in the background here, this top next to me looks slightly higher, but I'm assured by the map that it's 9 metres lower. So it's finally time to head to that Second Munro. Right, so I've got my first glimpse of the hidden valley, or the lost valley, which I'll give you a look just now. There it is, just down there. And that's going to be the descent route that I take once I bag this Second Munro. So I go down to the Bian here, and then out and back to the second one. And that ties in with why I'm doing this Munro today. And the reason is that the Bian here down to the Lost Valley, or the Hidden Valley, holds snow well into summer. And believe it or not, there's actually snow forecast next week in this area. So I quickly made it to the junction point where I'd branch off down to the Hidden or Lost Valley, And like I mentioned, this holds snow well into the summer months, but I was quite safe today. But first I had to do the final ascent up to the Second Munro, and there was just a short section of boulder field to get across towards the top. Well, there it is, all the twos. Munro 222, Stob, Coire, Sgreamhach. Oh, what a top this is. So this was only promoted to Munro status in 1997. I think when they done a big survey, they thought there was enough drop between this and the main summit of Bidean to make it a separate Munro. And it translates to peak of the horrible Coire, something along that lines, and it's 1,072 metres high. Fantastic views, like I said, down to the hidden valley below, and yeah, all the tops are on show. Bidean next to this looks huge, and so does Stob, Coire and Lochan as well. So yeah, I'll show you what I can see up here. What an absolute stonker of a day I've had today. I've been saving this mountain for quite some time. It's on a list of special ones that I haven't done yet, such as Anchelic. But like I said earlier, once winter hits, this one proves to be a bit more difficult. The Bian's fill with snow and they are steep, so you'd have to be careful in winter conditions. But I think I've just got there just in time. As I say, it's mid-September just now. But yeah, what a mountain, it hasn't disappointed. It's getting busy as well. I think I've seen 2 or 3 people, but I can see people at every top of Bidean now. I spent quite a bit of time again at this top. How can you not, with views like this, back to Bidean? So after a while I thought I'd better head back down. Right, I think it's time to start making my way down, and I'm going to descend down through the Hidden Valley or Lost Valley. I can never remember which one. I think I'll go with Hidden Valley today, that sounds good to me. But it's quite a steep descent down the Bian and into there, quite a popular attraction. I've actually wild camped in there before, so good to see it again. So yeah, I'm going to make my way down. Well, if I said I enjoyed that descent, then I'd be lying. That is really steep coming down through the Bian there. I dread to think what it's like in winter conditions. Not too long till I'm back on a path and into the Hidden Valley. It wasn't long till I was back on a good path again, which I was glad of. And I was dropping down into that hidden valley below. The Hidden Valley is a spectacular place, well known for the events that took place during the Glencoe massacre of 1692. The Clan MacDonald fled up here after the massacre, bringing cattle with them. Some died of exposure in here due to the harsh winter conditions. But nowadays the valley is a very popular tourist spot, and also a great spot for wild camping, if not slightly eerie, but it isn't far from the road and is well worth a visit, even if you're not visiting the Munros in behind. Well, what a place the Hidden Valley is, doesn't disappoint. I've been here before, as I say, so I'll maybe put some clips up of that wild camp that I done. I think it was last year. So anyway, that's my day on Bidean completed. What a day, really enjoyed it. So I think I'll end the video here. It's just a short, I think it's about 45 minutes from here to the car park. So I better give my rating out of 10. It's going to get a solid 10 out of 10. This has been one of my favourite days so far, and it's a special mountain, probably the best in Glencoe. So thanks for watching today, and I hope you'll join me for some more munros in the next one.